The Yellowstone Prequel, 1944, isn't just another series. It's a bridge between the past and the present of the Dutton legacy, promising to unravel stories that have remained in the shadows for decades. With production already underway, fans are desperate to know which familiar faces will return and which new actors will step into pivotal roles. One of the most intriguing aspects is that some of the characters we lost in 1923 may indirectly influence the narrative, even if they aren't physically present. For instance, Spencer Dutton's journey becomes even more critical in 1944, as he navigates the complexities of inheriting the family ranch and raising the next generation in the midst of global conflict. Based on hints from the finale of 1923, Spencer is set to be in his mid to late 50s during this period, a prime age to exert authority, face internal battles, and pass down the Dutton legacy to his son. Fans are speculating wildly about who will portray this older Spencer. Rumors swirl that Kurt Russell may reprise the role, stepping into a version of the character that requires both gravitas and the rugged charm the franchise demands. Brandon Slinner's portrayal of Spencer in 1923 was praised for its depth, but 1944 requires a maturity that only a seasoned actor like Russell could convincingly convey. Alongside Spencer, the fate of Tiana Rainwater and Elizabeth Dutton looms large, offering narrative threads that could tie the past to the present in ways fans have only imagined. Tiana's journey, which ended with her uncertain and free in 1923, opens up fascinating possibilities for expansion in 1944. Will she return to Montana, or will her story unfold in Mexico, creating a ripple that eventually connects her to Thomas Rainwater in the main Yellowstone series? Her presence in the prequel could serve as both a personal journey and a broader cultural narrative, showcasing the intersections of identity, heritage, and family loyalty against the backdrop of a world at war. Elizabeth Dutton's trajectory is equally tantalizing. Pregnant, widowed, and forced to rebuild her life after the tragedy on the ranch, her storyline in 1944 could define the next generation of Dutton heirs. Fans are particularly intrigued by the possibility of her child returning to claim their inheritance, setting up potential conflicts with Spencer's son. These storylines are primed for emotional intensity, the kind that will leave viewers holding their breath, wondering which alliances will survive, which rivalries will erupt, and how the weight of the past will shape the future of the Yellowstone Ranch. The allure of 1944 lies not just in the return of familiar faces, but in the way the series promises to intertwine history, personal drama, and the raw, often brutal realities of life on the frontier. The prequel will confront the Duttons with challenges they have never faced before: war, trauma, moral dilemmas, and family strife, ensuring that every episode is steeped in suspense, tension, and unexpected turns. And with new cast members joining the fray, the series is set to expand the Yellowstone universe in ways that feel both thrilling and unpredictable. Fans should be prepared for shocking revelations, heartbreaking losses, and moments of triumph that will redefine what we know about the Dutton family. In essence, 1944 is shaping up to be more than a prequel. It's a crucible for the characters we thought we knew, a test of their resilience, and a story that will echo across generations. From the whispers of casting rumors to the hints dropped by the original series, everything points to a narrative that balances legacy with reinvention, emotion with action, and personal stakes with historical significance. The first glimpses of production images and casting teasers have already set social media alight, with speculation about which actors will embody the new and returning characters. While Spencer, Tiana, and Elizabeth are expected to anchor the storylines, there's also talk of new characters who could become central to the Yellowstone mythos. These new faces are rumored to bring fresh energy and perspectives, ensuring that 1944 isn't just a retread of past events, but a vibrant expansion of the world fans have come to love. The combination of returning talent, high-stakes drama, and historical context promises a series that will demand attention, spark conversations, and leave fans eager for every new episode. It's clear that the producers are aiming for a prequel that doesn't just explain the past, but reshapes how we understand the Dutton legacy moving forward, setting the stage for both emotional and narrative explosions that will resonate long after the series concludes. As the countdown to Yellowstone, 1944, continues, fans are increasingly focused on the emotional arcs that will define this prequel. The series promises to explore not just the Dutton family dynamics, but also the profound effects of World War II, which will cast a long shadow over the characters' lives. Spencer Dutton, already a central figure, is likely to confront the psychological toll of war, navigating PTSD, survivor guilt, and the harsh realities of leadership at the ranch. Unlike the earlier prequel, where youthful innocence met brutal tragedy, 1944 positions its characters at a stage in life where choices carry monumental consequences. The ranch is no longer just a home. It's a legacy under threat, and every decision Spencer makes will ripple across generations. His interactions with his son, who is now at an age to step into responsibility, are expected to become the emotional core of the series. Brandon Slinar, who originally portrayed Spencer, has expressed excitement about the prospect of his character mentoring the next generation, hinting at deep, nuanced father-son dynamics. Fans are already speculating about whether these scenes will involve Spencer teaching his son the practical skills that define the Duttons: horse riding, shooting, and ranch management, or if the series will delve into more emotional mentorship, preparing the boy for the moral complexities that have defined the family for generations. Alongside Spencer, Tiana Rainwater's story is poised to gain a powerful new dimension. After her harrowing experiences in 1923, she ended that series at a crossroads, free but uncertain of her next steps. 1944 could see her navigating a life shaped by both personal trauma and a world at war. Will she choose to stay in Mexico, creating a connection that later informs Thomas Rainwater's origins, or will her journey lead her back to Montana, intertwining her story with the Duttons in unexpected ways? The possibilities are endless, and fans are already theorizing about how her presence might alter the trajectory of the Yellowstone universe. Meanwhile, Elizabeth Dutton's child, born into a world of uncertainty, is expected to play a crucial role in the unfolding drama. The potential conflict between Spencer's son and Elizabeth's child sets the stage for a rivalry that could define the next era of the Dutton legacy. Rumors suggest this confrontation might not just be emotional, it could be deadly, raising the stakes to levels fans have only experienced in fleeting moments in previous series installments. The mere thought of a Dutton-on-Dutton battle over the ranch legacy is enough to keep viewers on edge, wondering how alliances will shift, who will survive, and which morals will be tested along the way. Behind the scenes, casting updates have added even more intrigue. While Kurt Russell is rumored to reprise a version of Spencer, discussions about other returning actors like Amina Neese and Michelle Randolph suggest that Tiana and Elizabeth could be central figures in 1944. Both actresses have expressed eagerness to age up their characters, embracing the historical context and emotional weight of the 1944 timeline. Their willingness to return hints at storylines that go beyond simple continuity, promising performances that are layered, emotionally charged, and deeply compelling. And then there's the question of new cast members, characters who could bring fresh perspectives, complicate existing relationships, or even introduce moral and ethical dilemmas that challenge the Duttons in unprecedented ways. These additions are expected to be more than supporting players. They could become catalysts for conflict, romance, or betrayal, adding multiple layers of suspense to the narrative. The historical setting itself is a character in its own right. With World War II raging, 1944 can explore the societal pressures, military obligations, and personal sacrifices that shape the lives of those living on the Yellowstone Ranch. The interplay between global events and intimate family struggles offers a tension that is both thrilling and heart-wrenching. Fans can expect to witness moments where the stakes feel impossibly high, decisions feel morally complex, and outcomes feel devastatingly real. It's this blend of historical drama, family legacy, and personal resilience that makes 1944 more than just a prequel. It's a narrative crucible where the Duttons will be tested like never before. As more updates emerge about filming, casting, and character arcs, anticipation is building. Social media discussions are already overflowing with theories, fan art, and predictions about who will survive, who will rise, and who will fall. The energy surrounding 1944 isn't just about nostalgia for familiar characters. It's about the promise of a story that dares to challenge expectations, push emotional boundaries, and deliver the intense, suspenseful storytelling that Yellowstone fans crave. From whispers about secret alliances to speculation about long-lost heirs returning, every revelation promises to reshape how we understand the Dutton legacy. By the time 1944 hits screens, viewers will be stepping into a story where the past, present, and future collide, and where the Dutton name will once again be at the center of every high-stakes decision, dangerous conflict, and unforgettable moment. one of the most exciting elements of Yellowstone. 1944 lies in the interplay between returning characters and the new faces who will shape the story. While Spencer Dutton, Tiana Rainwater, and Elizabeth Dutton are expected to anchor the narrative, the prequel is rumored to introduce characters who could dramatically alter the Dutton family dynamics. Some of these newcomers are speculated to be distant relatives, business rivals, or allies whose loyalties may shift as tensions rise. This creates an unpredictable environment where every interaction could spark conflict or reveal shocking secrets that have been buried for decades. For fans, the tension comes not just from potential violence or betrayal, but from the emotional consequences of every decision. Spencer, now older and burdened with responsibility, will likely face moral dilemmas that test his integrity, his loyalty to the ranch, and his ability to protect his son. His relationship with his child is expected to be both nurturing and challenging, passing on the Dutton legacy while preparing him for the harsh realities that the Yellowstone Ranch and the world around it demand. Meanwhile, Tiana's narrative could serve as a bridge between the personal and political. With her connection to both the Duttons and the Rainwaters, she has the potential to impact events in ways that echo into the main Yellowstone storyline. If she remains in Mexico, her choices may offer a broader cultural and social perspective, revealing the complex interplay of identity, survival, and belonging. On the other hand, if her path leads her back to Montana, her involvement in the ranch and its conflicts could become deeply personal, potentially influencing both family loyalty and the Dutton legacy. Elizabeth's storyline is equally compelling. As a widow carrying Jack Dutton's child, her future is uncertain, yet the prequel offers the perfect opportunity to explore her resilience, her moral choices, and the ways she navigates life in the aftermath of tragedy. The rumors about her child returning to claim their inheritance add an extra layer of tension, especially if it leads to a confrontation with Spencer's son. This potential rivalry promises emotional and physical stakes that could redefine the Dutton family tree, creating suspense that keeps viewers on edge. Adding to this intrigue is the historical context of World War II, which will permeate the series. The war's impact is expected to touch every character, from the soldiers fighting overseas to the families left behind managing the ranch. Spencer, already established as a soldier, will likely struggle with the psychological and emotional effects of combat. PTSD, loss, and survivor guilt may play significant roles in shaping his decisions, interactions, and ultimately, the future of the ranch. The prequel could also explore how these wartime pressures affect his son, creating a generational struggle that mirrors the conflicts faced by the Duttons in the main series. Behind the scenes, casting updates are generating just as much excitement as the storyline itself. While there's strong speculation that Kurt Russell may take on an older Spencer, producers are also rumored to be finalizing other roles that could bring fresh talent into the Yellowstone universe. Fans are eagerly watching for announcements, hoping for confirmations that favorite actors like Amina Neese and Michelle Randolph will reprise their roles. Their involvement would solidify the connection between 1923 and 1944, giving viewers both continuity and the opportunity to see beloved characters grow and evolve. Beyond returning actors, new cast members are expected to bring a dynamic energy to the story. Whether they play allies, antagonists, or morally complex figures whose motivations are gradually revealed, these characters will likely intensify the suspense, heighten the stakes, and deepen the narrative layers. Social media speculation is already rampant, with fans theorizing about potential love interests, secret alliances, and betrayals that could shock even the most loyal viewers. The anticipation is fueled by the promise that 1944 won't shy away from exploring the darker, grittier aspects of life on the Yellowstone Ranch, an era where choices carry weight, mistakes have lasting consequences, and survival demands courage, cunning, and sometimes ruthlessness. In addition to the family drama, historical context, and new cast dynamics, the prequel also promises moments of reflection and introspection. Characters are expected to grapple with legacy, identity, and morality in ways that feel authentic, suspenseful, and emotionally resonant. Viewers can anticipate scenes that balance high-stakes tension with intimate character moments, reminding us that at its heart, Yellowstone is a story about family, survival, and the costs of power. With production in full swing, the excitement is building, and every teaser, rumor, and casting hint only fuels the speculation about what's to come. Fans are not just waiting for the story to unfold, they are preparing for a series that will challenge their expectations, test their emotions, and redefine what it means to be a Dutton. 1944 is shaping up to be a narrative juggernaut, blending historical drama, family intrigue, and emotional intensity in a way that promises to captivate audiences from start to finish. The combination of familiar faces, new characters, wartime tension, and the ever-present weight of the Yellowstone legacy ensures that the series will be both thrilling and deeply moving. Each revelation, each conflict, and each unexpected twist will push the Duttons and the viewers closer to the edge, creating a storytelling experience that is as suspenseful as it is unforgettable. As anticipation builds for Yellowstone 1944, one of the most intriguing aspects of the series is the emotional and psychological evolution of the characters we already know, alongside the introduction of new forces that could disrupt everything the Duttons have built. Spencer Dutton, for example, is expected to carry the weight of both family legacy and wartime trauma. The series may explore how the battlefield has changed him, not just physically, but emotionally. Survivor's guilt, moral compromise, and the burden of leadership are likely to define his arc, providing a complex portrait of a man who must protect the ranch while preparing his son for the harsh realities ahead. Fans are eager to see if Spencer will embody the same rugged, principled leader as before, or if the pressures of war and responsibility will push him into morally gray territory, creating conflict not only with enemies, but within his own family. Meanwhile, Tiana Rainwater's trajectory is poised to deepen the Yellowstone mythology. Her experiences in 1923 were marked by trauma and survival, leaving her with a freedom that was both liberating and uncertain. 1944 could explore how Tiana navigates her independence while confronting external threats, societal pressures, and potential personal relationships. Will she remain distant, a symbol of resilience and exile, or will her path bring her back into the Dutton orbit, creating tension, alliances, or even rivalries that ripple through the ranch? Similarly, Elizabeth Dutton's journey is loaded with suspense and potential for dramatic impact. Pregnant, widowed, and forced to rebuild her life, she represents both continuity and uncertainty for the Dutton legacy. Rumors of her child returning to the Yellowstone ranch to claim inheritance suggest a confrontation that could upend family dynamics and generate conflict reminiscent of the most intense moments in the original series. The idea of a Dutton-on-Dutton struggle, fueled by ambition, survival instincts, and deep-seated emotion, adds a layer of suspense that promises to captivate viewers. Beyond the Dutton family, the historical backdrop of World War II is expected to influence every character and storyline, intensifying the stakes. The war isn't just a setting. It's a force that will shape behavior, relationships, and decisions. Characters who might have seemed predictable in a peaceful time are now confronted with life-or-death dilemmas, moral ambiguity, and the need to make impossible choices. Fans can expect to witness the psychological toll of war, not just on soldiers like Spencer, but on the families left behind, whose resilience will be tested in ways previously unseen on the Yellowstone prequels. On the casting front, rumors continue to stir excitement and speculation. Kurt Russell potentially stepping into an older Spencer role adds a gravitas that aligns perfectly with the series' tone, while actors like Amina Neese and Michelle Randolph returning to reprise Tiana and Elizabeth ensures continuity and deep emotional investment. Their willingness to embrace the historical context of 1944 promises performances that are not only authentic but also deeply compelling. At the same time, new cast members are rumored to be joining in roles that could dramatically alter the narrative landscape. Whether they are allies, rivals, or morally ambiguous figures whose true intentions are slowly revealed, these new additions are likely to inject fresh tension, heighten suspense, and keep viewers guessing at every turn. The prequel's writing is expected to balance these multiple layers, historical context, family drama, and emotional stakes, in a way that maintains the trademark intensity of Yellowstone storytelling. Each character's decisions will carry weight, each interaction could spark conflict, and every revelation may shift the balance of power on the ranch. Fans are particularly excited about the potential for morally complex storytelling, where good intentions clash with survival instincts and where personal ambition collides with family loyalty. Social media chatter reflects this excitement, with fans theorizing about plot twists, secret alliances, and the eventual fate of the Dutton legacy. Every casting update, production teaser, and rumor adds fuel to the fire, increasing anticipation and speculation. The prequel promises not just to revisit familiar territory, but to expand it, introducing challenges, dangers, and heartbreak in a way that feels both fresh and consistent with the Yellowstone universe. From the psychological impact of war to generational conflict, 1944 is shaping up to be a series that tests its characters to the limit, ensuring that every moment is charged with suspense and every storyline carries emotional weight. By combining returning characters, new faces, historical tension, and moral complexity, the series will deliver the high-stakes drama and thrilling storytelling that fans expect while also exploring new depths of emotion, loyalty, and family legacy. In short, Yellowstone 1944 is poised to be a prequel that doesn't just explain the past, it transforms it, revealing the resilience, courage, and sometimes ruthless choices that have defined the Dutton name for generations. As the release of Yellowstone 1944 approaches in 2026, the excitement and speculation surrounding the series have reached a fever pitch. Fans are not just anticipating the return of familiar characters, they are eager to see how the series will expand the Dutton universe, revealing the decisions, betrayals, and sacrifices that shaped the family legacy decades before the events of the main series. Spencer Dutton, now a man hardened by war and burdened with responsibility, is expected to be at the center of this storm. His challenges won't just be external, rival families, new faces, and the harsh realities of ranch life, but internal as well. His interactions with his son will be a core emotional thread, blending mentorship, tension, and the fear of failing a family he has already seen torn apart. Tiana Rainwater's journey promises to be equally compelling. Whether she continues her story in Mexico or returns to Montana, her character represents resilience, adaptability, and the potential for unexpected influence on the Yellowstone Ranch. Fans are theorizing that her decisions in 1944 could have long-term implications, possibly even influencing Thomas Rainwater's story in the main Yellowstone timeline. Elizabeth Dutton's child, born into a world of tragedy, is another element generating suspense. Rumors about the potential clash between her child and Spencer's son could lead to one of the most intense family conflicts in the history of the series, blending legacy, ambition, and survival in ways that keep viewers on edge. Beyond family dynamics, 1944 is set to immerse viewers in the historical backdrop of World War II. The series will explore the war's impact on both the ranch and the characters' psyches, offering a tension-filled narrative that blends personal stakes with historical realities. Spencer's experiences as a soldier, the potential struggles of his son, and the pressures faced by the ranch under wartime conditions all promise dramatic, suspenseful storytelling. From behind-the-scenes reports, casting updates have fans buzzing. Kurt Russell potentially stepping into the role of an older Spencer adds depth and credibility to the series, while the return of Amina Neese and Michelle Randolph as Tiana and Elizabeth provides continuity and emotional resonance. New cast members are rumored to introduce rivalries, alliances, and morally complex storylines, ensuring that every episode is filled with suspense and unpredictability. The prequel is shaping up to deliver not just a continuation of familiar storylines, but a fully realized expansion of the Yellowstone universe, blending historical context, emotional depth, and high-stakes drama. Fans can expect a narrative filled with shocking twists, heartbreaking losses, and moments of triumph, all set against the raw, often brutal realities of ranch life during a global conflict. Social media speculation is already overflowing, with fans dissecting every casting update, production teaser, and rumor. The excitement isn't just about nostalgia. It's about witnessing a story that challenges expectations, tests loyalties, and explores the moral complexities of a family whose decisions have reverberated across generations. Yellowstone 1944 promises to be more than a prequel. It's a test of legacy, resilience, and survival, where each character must navigate loyalty, ambition, and the ever-present weight of the Dutton name. By blending returning characters with new faces, historical tension, and the psychological impact of war, the series is poised to captivate audiences, keeping them on the edge of their seats with every episode. The stakes are higher, the emotions deeper, and the suspense more intense than ever before. For fans of the Yellowstone franchise, 1944 isn't just a story to watch. It's a journey to experience, one that will leave viewers breathless, speculating, and emotionally invested from the first scene to the last. As 2026 draws near, the anticipation only grows. And one thing is certain, Yellowstone 1944 will redefine the Dutton legacy, testing every character in ways we've never seen, and promising a series filled with thrilling twists, unforgettable drama, and the kind of suspense that keeps fans talking long after the credits roll.